Very good morning, children. So today we'll study about one more important chapter, the more important chapter of biology. Good morning, children. Today we will discuss about important chapter of biology. So before going to that important chapter, why we should study this chapter? This is very important because already some of the concepts which are learnt in the earlier classes have been skipped off from your chapter. Okay, so that is very important, and the life process, the name of chapter is only life process. Life processes. So you know very well, life process is very important because see, these are the processes. For example, suppose birds are chirping, dog is barking, okay, and suddenly your friend is making sound in the class, okay, and these instances will say that, can you say that they are living beings or non-living beings? By saying that you can say that they are living beings. Suppose if your friend is sleeping, if dog is sleeping at a place, okay, and no changes is can't see, can you say whether he is alive? Can you what confidently tell that he is alive or he is not, she is alive? You can tell, because when you go there and see there is breathing session going on. Breathing will be there. So by breathing you will understand the person is alive, the dog is alive. Okay, this is in case of human beings or animals. But in case of plants, what you do? You cannot judge just by seeing a plant and say it is living being. Okay, so when you put a seed that grows and say there you see different colors, fruits are formed, flowers are formed. So those all indicate that they are also having a different life processes. Okay, same way there is molecular movement in our body also. Suppose in the inside there is molecular movement in our body where we cannot find it, but still that internal growth or internal whatever things happen there, that can be found by different systems. Okay, see, for example, human beings are having particular systems called like a life process. When you say life process, I told already. First of all, we need food, that comes under nutrition. So food to be digested, that comes under what? Eating food and all. Okay, and for that again we need one more thing, respiration. We need oxygen and carbon dioxide. So these all we need. So again this process again to continue to become digestion. Again that is assimilation. Again there is one more called circulation. Okay, so all of these internal processes are related to each other. Okay, and the body or parts, human body or plant body is systematically arranged, very planned and arranged. It is from the tissue level to cellular level to tissue level to organ level, organ level to organ system level. In this way, organ system becomes a big body. So there is a proper systematic correlation and there is proper formation in a systematic way. And there is no breakdown. If there is breakdown in that any system, if there is breakdown, there is collapse in the living being. So to avoid this, there is a continuous process. All of the processes internally they are interrelated with each other. All are related. Okay. So there are some processes I told already. So this is life process, means actually these life processes are needed for the life being. For a systematic way of life, we need life processes. Okay. So here in your chapter you are actually, as per syllabus it was more, but they have skipped. Nutrition is not there, respiration not there, but now transportation in plants and animals is there. Okay. Now we will study about transportation in animals. Okay. So I told already. So suppose about life process, we will discuss about living organism. Suppose if you ask a layman a question, see whether that person, whether that plant is living or non living, how can he tell? He may think and tell. Okay, he may tell little. But suppose if you ask a biologist about a virus, about any living organism, okay, he can tell that by respiration, by different processes, he is able to uh, lead a life. And suppose if you ask whether that virus is living or non-living, okay, actually that is a question, because virus can grow only in a host cell, otherwise it cannot grow. It cannot grow and it cannot increase in number out of the host cell. So there are some processes which support the body or to well organized to work systematically in an organized manner, so that your body system are controlled and in coordination with the different systems. Okay, so here nutrition is not there for your chapter. In that, digestion is there, not there, respiration not there. So there is a transportation in animals, transportation in plants. So what is transportation? See, you know very well. We need food. When we eat food, the food get digested. But that food, what it converts into glucose. But how it reaches to all parts of the body? That will go in the form of blood. So blood will contain oxygen, it contains carbon dioxide, it contains nitrogen gas, carbon dioxide, or it contains. So whichever is suitable for the growth of a body, it is supplied by the blood. Okay. So blood for the working of the blood, we need particular properly system. See, like different organs are in different system. So in our body we have one system and we have blood. See, when our body is containing blood, who will supply the blood? Somebody should be there. So somebody will have to take this and start the functioning. So we need a systematic, well planned one organ called blood. We have heart that will pump the blood from all. It will take blood from all part of the body and supply. So its work is to pumping the blood or pumping the, generally it's called pumping organ. It's like your borewell, continuously it's working. When it is not stopping, it shows that human being is not there. So there, that's what blood will supply. Blood contains oxygen, carbon dioxide, all the materials. And what is blood actually made up of? Blood contains a fluid called plasma. Blood contains a fluid called plasma. So in this plasma there are cells. There are WBC, there are RBCs, and there are platelets, and there is one more structure called lymph also is there. Okay, so this blood is actually fluid connective tissue. It is in the form of a plasma. So blood is a fluid connective tissue which contains WBC, RBC, and platelets and lymph. So WBC helps for the supply of oxygen and removal of waste. RBC protects you from disease causing microbes enter into our body. Platelets help in stopping the blood clotting, and lymph is also one like protein material which is present in the blood only. It is colorless and it is having protein, and whatever things whenever they are skipping out, that is given by the blood. This lymph, it will compensate whatever the things are going out of the intracellular space and all. Whenever the blood is draining out, it helps to keep the blood in our body secure. So this is about blood. But where the blood is present? Blood is present from top to bottom. But who will pump it? That blood should be given to all part of the body and taken from there, and it is a continuous process. So there is one systematic organ which is called heart. It's called heart. Okay. So you know very well, human heart is made up of 4 chambers. Okay. One is right ventricle, left ventricle, right ventricle, right auricle, left auricle. Okay. Again they have see. So just we cannot say this is heart. So heart contains again big 2 pipes called aorta and arteries. Okay. And it contains veins, it contains capillaries, that all we will learn now. Okay. So mainly what is the function of heart? So I told that heart is 4 chambered. four chambered in human beings. But in case of fishes, it is only single chamber. In case of amphibians, it is three chambered. In case of what reptiles and all, it is two chambered. But still, again, see, why we need heart? What is the function of work? What is the work of heart? So heart is related to one more important organ called lungs. Without lungs, heart cannot work only. Okay, so lungs is like purifier, like a filter. Okay, if lungs was not there, heart, it was the vein of, it was useless of having heart. So heart and lungs are interrelated to each other because heart will pump the blood to the lungs and lungs will purify it and supply it to the other parts of the body. This is the function. So how it works, how the heart works, let us see here. Okay. So this is how we'll study about functioning of heart. Okay. So when you say heart is a pumping organ, so whatever the blood comes, see, there is oxygenated blood and deoxygenated blood. Deoxygenated means what means blood will purify the lungs will purify the blood. Okay. So from lungs, the blood comes to the left atrium. Okay. And here, this left atrium will increase in size because it is taking the blood. Blood is entering in the left atrium. It will increase in size. Okay. We call relax. So after relaxing, again it goes to left ventricle. So from here, it goes to the all parts of the body. Okay. So pure blood from the lungs come here and it is going to the what? All parts of the body through aorta. Okay, this is one way. And again from the body, again the same blood which is going from aorta to all parts of the body, it goes and comes back from upper vena cava, where here, this part, in the right atrium. So right atrium will dilate, increase in size because blood is entering, which is impure blood. Generally we call impure blood. Impure blood because all the impurities like carbon dioxide, different waste, liquid waste will be there. So these all will be here. Okay. So from here again the blood comes to the right ventricle. From right ventricle again it is sent to the what? Lungs for purification. Okay. Means how many times the blood comes to the heart? 2 times. Once it comes and goes back, again it comes to this from right side and goes back. But these heart is in 4 chambers, 1, 2, 3, 4. But all of them are separated by each other so that oxygenated blood and deoxygenated blood should not mix with each other. Otherwise, that's why there is a wall called septum. Septum wall divides both chambers where there is one side there is oxygenated blood, there is impure blood or deoxygenated blood. So in this way, the heart will work as a pumping organ. Okay. Now, what is the function, main function of this heart? I told already. Upper vena cava, see, aorta is very bigger in size, and smaller than aorta is arteries. Smaller than arteries is veins. Smaller than veins is capillaries. But what is the function of all those? See, there is a small structure like this. Okay, there is small structure here. You can see here small structure. These ventricles are having these structures called valves. Valve, VALV, valves. What is the function of these valves? Valves, well, function is not to allow the blood to flow back, move back, because purified blood, when it is going, it should not come back. Sometimes there is mixing of oxygenated deoxygenated blood. So in the same case, there is what? Cycle of a chamber of heart and lungs. So if this is a lung, I think in your diagram, in the book diagram is your lungs and heart. So the blood comes 2 times, from the lungs to the heart and heart to the lungs, and afterwards first is go to the lungs, purify, then goes to the heart, again it goes to the other part, again purifies, again So 2 times it comes. So that's what we call double circulation, where the blood circulation is done 2 times, so that completely pure blood and all the waste material are easily removed through the lungs and transferred to the kidneys and other parts where they are removed out. So this is a chamber of heart where you can clearly get it. Okay. So this part, see this I told, this right atrium will increase in size. So I think arteries will carry impure blood. Okay. So these arteries are having different function, because arteries are thicker, elastic in size, so that because their blood pressure is more. Due to that, to control the pressure, they are thicker in size, elastic, they are having elastic valves. These not arteries, ventricles. These all ventricles are having thicker size and all. Okay. Then after this heart, then what you are having always blood pressure. What is actually blood pressure? Okay. Here I told, whenever the blood goes to the chamber, we call 2 times: relaxation, contraction, relaxation, contraction. When it goes, once it goes, we call contract, diastole. Okay. Systole, because first we release systole. Again when you release it is systole. So I think there is a checking machine called blood pressure. So blood pressure of human beings is checked by one instrument called sphygmomanometer, where we can check the blood pressure. Usually blood pressure will be 120/80. Normally it is 120/80. So 120 indicates the systolic pressure, 80 indicates what? Normal pressure. It's called diastole. If it is more than that, if it is more than 80 and all, what happens? That leads to breakage or leakage or rupturing of the cells inside the nerves. So that's why whenever you go to hospital, they'll check blood pressure, so that see, that's why nowadays food habits are important for having a happy life. Okay. Then coming to blood, we think about blood only. Okay. Okay, there are very important 3 pipe-like structure we call arteries, veins, and smaller than them are capillaries. Okay. So arteries carry the blood away from the heart and it will assimilate to all parts of the body. Arteries work is that only. That's why since the arteries carry completely the blood which is required to all parts of the body, it is having thick, elastic and strong walls. Veins are the pipe-like structure which are smaller than what? Arteries, and smaller in the sense they are smaller in width. Okay, and they are not thick, they are having soft, they are very delicate enough, but they are having valves to provide support, so that the back entry of the blood will not be possible. So that's why veins contain what? Small structure called valves. Then capillaries are very small. The smaller than veins are capillaries. So these capillaries are present along with the muscles, where we find small things, and these capillaries are very important because these only will help for the exchange of two liquids from two material, gases from two internal capillaries. So slow absorption can be taken place by the help of capillaries. Very smaller, when there is any kind of small line-like structure, hair-like structure are found inside. So they are called capillaries, which support for the absorption or exchange of gases. Through that only they are reaching to all parts of the body. So these are the functions of arteries, veins and capillaries. Then I told about blood. So blood contains plasma, WBC. Blood is a fluid which contains plasma. In the plasma state we have WBC, RBC, platelets and lead. So what is the function of platelets? Platelets are needed if there is leakage, if there is rupture, if there is any wound. If the blood is continuously clotting, whose work is there to stop? So that function of platelets is to stop the clotting of blood, stop the flowing of blood through one structure called fibrinogen. Though they contain a structure called fibrinogen. So these will help to stop the blood flowing. So they contain fibers called fibrinogen. They will help to stop the blood. Otherwise, if continuous blood flow is there, very difficult to stop. So platelets have a very important role. Okay. Then there is one more liquid called lymph in our body, which is a colorless fluid. It is like blood only, but it is colorless fluid and yellow in it is rich in proteins, and it will work as substitute. Whatever the blood is moving out of the or draining out from any part of that is compensated, that is given back by the structure called lymph, which are present along with the blood. Okay, so this is about the transportation in animals. So tomorrow we will discuss the other things. So some question and answers I will give, you can note down. Thank you.